Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Michaela and today I'm going to be sharing with you how to clean kids' toys. I have a 2-year-old and a 7-month-old and my kids use and abuse their toys so much I need to clean them pretty often. We live in the country and there's a lot of dirt and germs that are tracked around the house, but first I need to talk about storage before I talk about cleaning. So if you don't store your kids' toys in an open air situation, the causes and chances of bacteria are going to multiply extremely. For regular toys, I recommend open air storage, and for bath toys, I definitely recommend a net bag or some drainage way like this one. And as far as old, compromised, and broken toys go ahead and throw those away. A lot of people don't know that there is actually 3 levels of cleaning. There's cleaning, sanitizing, and disinfecting. If you don't know the difference, you might be harming your kids by thinking you're doing something you're not. Here's a few of my favorite cleaning products. I don't like to use bleach because I feel like it's too strong and it stays in the kids' toys and leaches out toxins. I like to use white vinegar and plain pure Castille soap and sometimes water. I have a steamer, but you could also use boiling water. I also like to use sponges like this that are free of chemicals and detergents and also easy on the toys. Let's start with stuffed animals. Now, stuffed animals you can actually throw into the washer if you feel good about it, and then when they come out, you can just throw them straight into the dryer or you can air dry them. If you don't feel comfortable throwing them into the washer, you can throw some ice cubes in there and just run it on a hot cycle for no more than 20 minutes because you don't want to melt the stuffed animal, you just want to sanitize it and bring those germ levels down to a safe level. You could also use a handheld steamer like this one. I really like this. I will link it down below. I like to use plain Jane no chemical dish soap whenever I am cleaning surfaces on the toys or around the toys. I'll just be cleaning the surfaces that I'm going to use to clean the toys first. That way there is no germs when I am starting out the cleaning process. I will also be sanitizing the area using the same things I would to sanitize the toys. Later on in the video, I will tell you how to make this sanitizing spray. It's super easy. First, I'm going to be filling up my sink with hot water and then adding 2 cups of plain distilled white vinegar. Then I'm just going to be adding all the toys that are actually soakable. I'm going to be stirring these around very often for 20 minutes. You don't want anything that water can get inside of in this soaking bath. I realized that this horse toy actually had holes in it, so I pulled it aside to do later. After they're done, you definitely want to rinse this vinegar off. It will leave a smell if you do not, although it will not actually hurt your kids since it is chemical free. You want to leave this to drain. I left this overnight, but you want to leave it to drain very, very thoroughly or else you will just create a breeding grounds for mold and bacteria in your kids' toys. You could also let them dry in your dishwasher rack like this, but I would not recommend washing them in your dishwasher unless they are in some sort of net or mesh bag. The second type of toy are the non-soakable. So this means any plastic or cleanable, easily cleanable toys that you do not want to soak. That means they would get water on the inside or otherwise be compromised by soaking. For these toys, you can make a simple solution of just a tiny little drop of dish soap, half vinegar and half water. I just used a microfiber cloth from the Dollar Tree and wiped down all the battery operated toys or toys that I would not want to soak because they would be otherwise compromised. Some of you might be wondering why I am using white distilled vinegar rather than bleach, and it's because I think vinegar kills just as much germs and bacteria as bleach, but I feel more comfortable letting it evaporate or rinsing it off my kids' toys rather than bleach, because I feel like bleach leaches out chemicals or leaves chemicals behind on the toys that I do not want going into my kids' mouths. My kids are 2 and 7 months, and so pretty much all their toys end up in their mouths at some point, and I don't feel comfortable letting my kids suck on bleach, frankly. So now we're moving on to wooden toys. I don't have a lot, but my daughter does have some wood blocks that I like to clean. If you're only cleaning your blocks once or twice a year, I recommend using pure Castille, liquid Castille soap. This is the Dr. Bronners Baby Unscented, so it doesn't have any sort of scent at all in it. It's just soap made from oils, so I don't feel like this strips it as much. If you feel like you are cleaning them more often, you could use Murphy's oil soap. This is soap made to not strip the conditioning out of wood. So I am just going to wash them off using this heavily diluted pure Castille soap water. I'm scrubbing them with a soft sponge scrub, and I'm putting them into this colander so that I can rinse them thoroughly before putting them onto a drying rack. I do not in any way mean to bash anyone, but whenever I looked this type of video up on YouTube, I noticed a lot of people were using heavy chemicals and some people were not rinsing them off, and this seriously concerned me because a lot of kids put toys in their mouths, and if they don't put them in their mouths, then they put their hands in their mouths after handling them. And this really concerned me because a lot of people were putting chemicals on their kids' toys and maybe rinsing them off, and no one was saying anything about it or saying that it was bad in any sort of a way. So please don't do that with your kids' toys. Please use natural products. You want to make sure, especially with wood, that the toys are super dry before giving them back to your kids. I could not stress this enough. This water was frankly disgusting. I do not clean these toys as often because my kids don't play with them as often, but after looking at this water, I feel like maybe I should clean these a little more often throughout the year. I left these toys to dry for several days actually because they were wood. They soaked in more water, and I stirred them around here and there while they were drying. There's also some toys that all you need is a simple disinfectant spray, and so what I did for these ones is mix 3/4 cup of rubbing alcohol, 91%, and 1/4 cup of vinegar. This works super well, especially in combination with 15 drops of tea tree essential oil. I like it to spray down the toys that I don't feel like need a full deep cleaning. They just need a little bit of a touch up before they go back in the toy box. With the alcohol, this dries super quickly. It's disinfecting. It's not necessarily sanitizing, but you can do this in between the deep cleans of the toys. Moving on to bath toys. This one I feel like is the most important of all of them. Whenever I clean my kids' bath toys, usually it's right after they've taken a bath. I just dump about 3 cups of vinegar in there with the bath toys, make sure they're all separated and in there, even the storage, and I make sure they're all coated very thoroughly with the bath water and the vinegar mixture. I stir these as often as I can before I go to bed, and then I leave these overnight. I drain and rinse them in the morning, putting them back in the bag. I am one of those people that does not think that you should ever have these rubber ducky type toys in your bathtub around your kids. And so I decided, as an example, I would cut open some of the ones that I actually still had from a long time ago in my kids' bathtub and show you guys why I don't think that you should ever have these in a damp environment. So this one that I cut open right here, it actually wasn't black mold on the inside, but it felt extremely slimy and disgusting. This next one was the same exact way. I was a little bit astonished that it didn't have black mold in it since it'd been in my kids' bath toys for a long time, and I just decided to keep going because I knew that there was black mold in one of these. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I could definitely see that there was black mold growing inside of this bath toy. And this one is one of the ones that had been there for the longest time. I was purely ashamed and disgusted that this was in my kids' toys, especially for so long. So this is one of the main reasons why I do not think you should have these type of bath toys, the kind that are rubber with a hole in the bottom, in your kids' bath. Have them in their room or something like that if they really like them, but don't put them in their bath where they are way more susceptible to keep moisture on the inside and to grow mold and mildew and bacteria. There's just so many different, safer toys that you could use, it's not worth it. This is a magic eraser from the dollar store. I really like this to clean the ride-on toys. You could mix this into a vinegar and water mixture and then just wipe away any stains, or in this case crayon or dirt and germs, anything like that that's on your kids' riding toys. I love this. This has worked every time I've used it, and it does not mess up the toys in any kind of way. I even use this on wood, although you could use Murphy's oil soap if you wanted to keep the conditioning in the wood. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up if you learned anything from it, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more toddler and motherhood videos every Sunday and Wednesday. Right now I'm doing a giveaway on my channel, so make sure you check my last video out for that information.